Om Sai Ram, the Shirdi Diary, penned by Mr. Honorable G.S. Khaparde, second and long stay at Shirdi, dated 10/2/1912. I attended Kakararati in the morning. Ganpat Rao obtained permission this morning to go to Satara with my son Balwant. Madhav Rao Deshpande was with him at that time. I, Bapu Sahib Jog, Upasani and Mrs. Lakshmi Bai had a Panchadashi class, and after it I went to Masjid. Sain Baba was in a very pleasant mood and said that his body has been severed from his legs, that he can raise up the former but not the latter. He said he had a fight with the telly, that when he was young he raised money for family purpose and agreed to serve the creditor to repay the debt. But he found he could not work, so he applied marking nut to his eyes and another irritant shower to his body and became ill. He was laid up for a year, but as soon as he recovered, he worked night and day and paid off the debt. He sat talking very pleasantly, but towards the end of the midday arati began to exhibit signs of impatience. Mr. Gadre, leader of Nasik, is here, and the day was wrapped. And now let me take you to the next day, dated 11/2/1912. By the time I finished my prayer this morning, I found Mr. Gadre up and sat talking with him. He got permission to return and went back to Nasik. We saw Sain Sahib go out and held a Panchadashi class with Upasani, Bapu Sahib Jog, Mrs. Lakshmi Bai, Kalgi, Mr. Lile, who is the Revenue Inspector of Nasik district, also attended the class. He appears a very nice man and Sain Maharaj likes him much. I went to the masjid as usual after Sain Baba returned and found many men sitting there. They were mostly strangers. Among them was one of Akola police who, on seeing me, said that he had resigned his post and had taken service with Govindrao Deshmukh, barrister of Nagpur. After the midday arati and meal, I lay down for a while and then attended the Puran of Ramayan by Dikshit. Later on, we went to see Sain Baba at his evening stroll, and meeting Mr. Lile, there stood talking with him. In the evening, there was the Vada Arati, and later on the Sage Arati, Bhishma's recital of Bhagavat and Mr. Dikshit's Ramayana. Shivanand Shastri did not get permission today to return, and the day was wrapped. And now let me take you to the next day, that is 13/2/1912. Mr. Dikshit read Ramayana instead, and then we went to Masjid. Sain Maharaj gave me Udi as soon as I stepped in. So I exclaimed that it was telling me to go away. Thereupon he said, "Who tells you to go? Sit down." Then he sat talking pleasantly and said that cow now possessed by Mr. Dikshit belonged originally to Mahal Sapati. Then it went to Aurangabad, then to Jalna, and has now come back as the property of Mr. Dikshit. God knows whose property it is. Looking at me, he said, "Nobody who has firm faith in God wants for anything." My wife and others were there. We all saw him at his evening stroll. Then there was the Vada Arati and later on Sage Arati. At the night, Bhishma had his bhajan and Mr. Dikshit read Ramayan. Sain Baba today, both after the midday Arati and after Sage Arati, told me to go to the Vada, specially calling me by name. Now let us move on to the next day, dated 14/2/1912. I got up early, attended the Kakadarati, and was very much struck by the fact that Sain Baba, on leaving the Chavadi, made passes with his short stick towards the east, north and south. Then he proceeded with hard words as usual. We held our Panchadashi class as usual, saw Sain Baba go out, and later on went to the masjid as usual. Sain Baba told two stories. One was that there was a traveller who was accosted in the morning by a demon, Rakshasa. The traveller looked upon it as a bad omen, but on proceeding further met two wells, the sweet water of which slaked his thirst. When he felt hungry, he met a man who, on the suggestion of his wife, supplied food. He saw a field ripe with corn and wished to have hoda. The owner of the field gave it to him, so the traveller felt happy and proceeded merrily smoking. In the forest through which he was passing, he met a tiger, lost courage, and hid himself in a cave. The tiger was very big and wandered about him. Sain Baba happened to be passing that way, instilled courage into the traveller, got him out and put him on his way, saying the tiger would not hurt unless you hurt him some way. The other story was that Sain Baba and four brothers, one of whom used to go out, beg and bring cooked food, bread and corn. His wife used to give out just enough for their father and mother, but starved all the brothers. Sai Baba then got a contract, bought the money home, and everyone was supplied with food, including the well-to-do brother. Later on, brother got leprosy. Everyone shunned him. The father turned him out. Then Sai Baba used to feed him and see to his comforts. Ultimately, the brother died. The midday arati passed off as usual, and after it, we had our food and I had some rest. Shivanand Shastri and Thakur of Vijaya Durga went away today. The Vahi of the local master invited all to a meal today. I declined, but all others went. Sai Baba at the evening stroll asked why I did not go, and I told him the truth that I could not manage 2 meals in the course of one afternoon. Sai Baba looked immersed in care, gazed steadily at the east and west, and dismissed us all with the usual words, "Go to the Vada." At night, Bhishma had his bhajan and Dikshit read Ramayana. Now let's move on to the next day, dated 15 to 1912. I got up as usual, prayed and held a Panchadashi class with Upasani Shastri, Bapu Sahib Jok and Mrs. Lakshmi Bai. We saw Sai Sahib go out and continued our class. After it, I went to the masjid as usual and sat listening to what Sai Sahib was saying. He was in a pleased mood and said that he had labored very hard, had gone without food for months, fed on leaves of Kala Takal, Nimb and other trees. He said God was very good to him, for life never became extinct, though all flesh got wasted and bones appeared to be in danger of crumbling away. The midday arati passed off as usual, and after it we returned for our meals. My wife and others wished to go to Kopagaon tomorrow for Shiva Ratri. Sai Sahib thought it unnecessary, but they persisted and ultimately got permission in a way. Today, after the noon Puran, we held a class of Paramamrit for the benefit of Dada Kelkar. We did not progress much as it was the first day. We saw Sai Maharaj at his evening stall, and then after the Vada Arati attended the Sage Arati. Bala Sahib attended it. He used to hold the mortual peacock tail before it came to me, so I tendered it back to him. I got a fan instead. Bala Sahibate has made considerable progress. And let us find for today, and tomorrow we'll see what all took place on 16 to 1912. Om Shri Sainathaya Namaha.